Some of you looked pretty confused when you left class today, so I thought it would be a good time for me to just stop and do some problems with you. I'll go slowly, step by step. I'll do 4 problems, and hopefully you'll get the pattern of it, and then you'll be able to proceed with the rest of the homework. So I'm going to do the evens since I believe I assigned the odds for this section. So up at the top of the page, page 90, and I'm going to make my pen size a little bit smaller here, and here we go. All right, here's the first problem, and we did this one in class, but I'll do it again. Remember, you're doing 3 different parts. The first part is addition. In addition, we learned line up the decimals. So if I'm adding these 2 together, that's quite an easy problem. We get that. The second part of my problem should be estimation. The 12.4 can either become 12 or 12.5. Or it could even stay 12.4 depending on what I do with the next number. So if I say 12 times 0.1, remember I said never turn it to 0, and it's a lot closer to 0 than it is to 0.5. So we wouldn't want to send it all the way up to 0.5. So 0.1 is an option. Something magical about 0.1. Anytime I multiply by 0.1, all I do is move a decimal. So in the first scenario here, 12 times 0.1 is I'm just going to move my decimal so that my answer is 1.2. In the second one, moving my decimal, 12.5 is 1.25. So really, I could have just done 12.4 times 0.1 and gotten 1.24. In all these cases, it doesn't really matter because I've got a number close to 1. Well, I know it's going to be greater than that because, sorry, I got interrupted by a loud noise. So I think as I was saying, you can tell that 0.1 is half of 0.2, so actually my answer will be double 1.2 or 1.25, so it'll be 2 something. So that's my estimate. The next thing I'm going to do is multiply, and I like to multiply without the decimal, 124 and 2. So we're doubling each number. That's pretty easy. Now, where would I put the decimal so that my answer is going to be between 2 and 3? Is it 0.2, 2.4, 24.8, or 248? Well, I think you can tell the decimal is going to go right there. 2.48 would be the answer. All right, let's try another one. 791. Well, I'm going to start with adding. Line up the decimals. 0.72. These are fairly easy because they both have 2 decimal places. They're identical, so not too hard to line these up by adding. There we go. The second thing I'm going to do is estimate. Well, 7.91 is really close to 8, so I don't think you'll have any difficulty in seeing that as an 8. 0.72, well, it's either half or it's 1, so I'm going to do both. So 8 times half and 8 times 1. That way I know that my answer will be somewhere between 4 and 8. 8 is the highest it could be, and 4 is the lowest it could be. Answer needs to be between that. Now let's go ahead and multiply without the points, just like you've done for the last couple years. Don't forget to put the 0 there. There we go. Hopefully I'm not making any mistakes, and if I do, I'm sure you'll tell me tomorrow. There's 9 and 3 and 5. All right, now here's the numbers that I have to deal with. I have to come up with an answer that is between the value of 4 and 8. Where would I put my decimal? Well, hopefully you can see that this is my only option right there. One more. Let's add them up. And you can put a 0 here if you just want to keep that as a placeholder. Oops, there's a mistake. There we go. And now we're going to estimate. 6.478. Well, 6.5. We could try that. And 18.21. Well, I don't know that doing that in my head is possible. It could be, but it's a little bit hard. So I think, let's see. I think I'll go down. How do I do that one in my head? Well, there's the distributive property. 6 times 10 and 6 times 8. 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 8 is 48. 60 and 48 is 108. So I know my answer is going to be around 100. Now let's go ahead and multiply. This is going to be a long one, isn't it? Uh-oh, copied wrong. Did you see my mistake? I saw some of you doing that on the tests. Look like a 7 and you wrote a 2, or look like a 2 and you wrote a 7. Very easy to do that. All right, now I think I've got it. And this one. All right, you're checking my math, I hope. And now we have 2 zeros. I think I got 62 on that one. Did you? Well, I can always use a calculator and check my work. Whoa, all right. Yay, we're back to a 1 again. Don't you love it? All right, so this is an 8, a 7, a 4, and a 6. Wow, this is where graph paper would be really nice to make sure my numbers were lined up correctly. What's the chance I'll get the right answer? Let's see, that's 13, and that's 14, 14, and 2 is 16, and 8 is 24, 2 is 4, and 8 is 12, and 7 is 19, and that's 7, and that's 11. Wow! Huge number. So I have to make that close to 108. Where will my decimal go? I choose there. Now, I could have made it an addition error in here. The chances are I did not check my work, and I'm going to just leave that up to you whether I made a mistake or not. But notice where I put my decimal point. It is making that a value that is close to 108. Let's try one more, and this will be the last one.